Have you ever wondered how to make euphoric Dancefloor DNB bangers like SUBSONIC? Well, today I'm going to be showing you how. Welcome back to Universe Audio, my name's 5X, and today we'll be creating a SUBSONIC type banger from scratch. Now, we have done a video on him in the past, but we're just going to do an updated one, as I do feel like his style has evolved, and hopefully just try and modernize that sound. If you've enjoyed this video, then please leave it a like, subscribe to the channel for more content, leave a comment with what you want to see on the channel next, and without any further ado, let's get right in the video. Before we get into the video, I wanted to announce that our future DNB sample pack has officially dropped. We've worked very hard on this pack over the past 2 months and spent well over 150 hours on the sample creation alone. All samples are 100% royalty free and mix ready for your tracks. We really do believe in this sample pack. It's not just another sample pack full of filler garbage made for a profit. These are actual samples that you will use in your tracks. So if you want more info, head over to the website. But yeah, let's get back in the video. All right, so blank project. I probably have about an hour or two to do this, so let's see what we can come up with. I'm thinking maybe I'll start with a vocal and then a bass line melody. So let's quickly go scour Splice and see what we can find. All right, so after a bit of digging, I have found a vocal that I think could work pretty well. It sounds a bit something like this.
Turn off the lights so we can't count the stars.
You know, pretty decent. So let me just time stretch this, and I'll bring in all the other elements that are from this vocal into the project as well. Okay, so this is what we currently have to start with.
Low in the sky, come on, take a bite. Don't be scared tonight, it's gonna be alright. Turn off the lights so we can't count the stars.
And then there's a little doubled bit as well.
Turn off the lights so we can't count the stars.
And I found this cool like little vocal chop in there as well.
Ooh.
Which I really like the sound of. Now, these are in different keys, so I'm going to have to find something that works in the middle. I'm going to be really, really original here and go with F minor. That's going to be 5 semitones up. Now, my only worry is that it might sound a bit too... If I do -7.
Turn off the lights so we can't count the stars. I'll read your mind when you open up your heart.
Oh, that could actually work. All right, let's try that. I like the low-pitched version.
I'll read your mind when you're shining in the dark. Turn off the lights so we can...
Ooh.
Ooh.
Well, that's really cool. Yeah, I think we'll just do this. Right, so let's get started with a bass line, I guess. Right, so I'm thinking for sort of SUBSONIC type MIDI, we're going to want to use a lot of whole notes, as in quarter notes, and then sprinkle in some eighth notes in between, and then just try and figure out a chord progression, maybe 4 bars that works in between. I'm thinking... Bum, 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 ba-da, bum, bum, bum. Maybe F sharp. We just go back down to the F. That doesn't sound too bad. Maybe, right, let's add in some like melodic or some rhythmic variations. I think we'll get rid of these end notes. All right, let's load in a patch. Or I guess let's create one. And then a 4th harmonic series. And as soon as you like sort of FM these and distort them together. We do. Right, you're just gonna have to trust the process with this one. Ooh. Actually, we're gonna scrap this. Let's just pick some other wavetables. And I think we'll just go in with a I Can Has kick. Add in some stereo. And I think this will be good enough for the first layer. And it might not sound too great with the vocals, but the whole point of having these vocals is they're almost going to work like an A and B section. So we're only going to have either the bass playing or the vocals playing, and we'll just sort of strip it down to almost like a chord progression when these vocals are playing.
Float in the sky, come on, take a ride. Don't be scared tonight, it's gonna be alright. Turn off the lights so we can count the stars. I'll read your mind when you're shining in the dark. Turn off.
And yeah, I mean, that works, you know, just even by itself. But I think first, maybe to help with the writing process, I'll just add in some drums from the new pack. I must say I'm like really proud of these drums. They're definitely leveled up in my sample creation, and everyone has in the team. So I'm just going to pick a kick. I think my favorite right now is definitely 6. And we'll go with snare 7. And then we'll go in with some top loops. Going with 1. One and 3. Just quickly level these. I do actually have a preset ready for this. So I mean, all we're doing is removing the low end harmonic with an EQ here, just so the sub essentially. Got disperser. Then I've got a multi-pass on here, which is just essentially splitting up the bands and applying different effects. So we've got chorus on the sort of like main body of it. Then going in with a bit of distortion, some stereo, some more width on the highs, and then just slightly shaping them as well. Then I've got this shaper table, which is just like another distortion really. Adds a lot more grit into it. And we're going in with like some more surgical EQs. I'll probably end up changing this, but yeah, and then just lastly a bit of reverb. I think one thing, if you do want to like speed up your workflows, I would recommend creating a bunch of presets that you can just drag in and that you've customized to the sounds that you like. Cool. So I think next we'll go in with a sub bass. Nice. Just a clean sine wave. That's what we need. I'm just going to copy the MIDI over. Yeah, already sounds a lot nicer. And then I'm just going to add a gain reduction lastly on this, just to crisp it up a bit. And then eventually we'll end up layering this. I now want to, so that would go on for approximately, let's say 16 bars. We have this section, and the next 16 would be the vocals just playing with like maybe more of like a supporting bass line. So I'm thinking maybe we could even try a mid bass. He does often strip things back after the first sort of initial bass that comes in. So I think we'll do the same melody as this bass line. Let's get on a mixer channel. Now I already do have some presets that are my own on my mid basses. If you guys want like a full tutorial on like dance floor mid basses, I can definitely do that as well. It's, to be honest, it's mostly in the post-processing. Like it's nothing too crazy, but there is a few different techniques you can try out, and it really will, elevate the sound as a whole. So yeah, if you want a full tutorial on that, let me know. I'm thinking of doing just a constant quarter note with some variation in there, like these notes, so it doesn't get too stale. And we'll have the sub bass follow that as well, like so. And then I'm just going to add some layers, which once again, I've already pre-made to this mid bass. So this one's more of like a noisy sort of FM-y layer. And then the last one I have is almost like a transient layer, which is just using a monster wavetable and noise, a bit more clicky. So I'm just going to copy the MIDI over, put them on their own mixer tracks, and then once again load in those mixer presets. They're more or less doing the same thing, like a disperser, just doing some EQ, bit of distortion, and then gain reduction, which is like a limiter, compressor, clipper, distortion sort of all in one. And then let's add it to this. So yeah, we've got something like this. I do think this sort of patch is for eighth notes, so we'll just extend it to like 395. That's the decay, so the actual length of the sound. Maybe let's try and incorporate that initial singy vocal. Oh, I did not. That's B flat minor. Okay, that's why. But maybe this one will go up an octave. And we'll just we'll put some reverb on there, sorry. Maybe we'll get in an atmosphere actually. Sounds pretty good. And what I'll just quickly do is remove the high end and low end so that it's a bit more gentle. Fat mid bass. I think we'll add this in like the second 8 bars, sorry. I think now would be a good time to add some layers to this bass, just so it doesn't sound so weak and flat. So what I'm going to do is copy this patch over and then just put it on its own mixer channel. I guess we can go with something a bit more noisy. So yeah, I mean, making layers doesn't have to be complicated. Most of it is about how you mix it in. So first order of business, remove that low end. Maybe try disperser. And maybe you'll make this layer like slightly wide. I'm actually going to remove this reverb and put it on the group rather than just the one sound so that it applies it to all of them. Oh, and then we'll make one last layer. Maybe we'll have that as like a pure tone / noise. So what I mean by that is harmonic series maybe. Some like monster stuff, I don't know. Actually, yeah, that FM was nice. And we'll go with... Cool, so now we'll just do a bit of EQ. So yeah, the important thing to note here is this main layer, this is providing like a lot of body of the sound, but it has this +7 harmonic, which is what almost like plays the melody. And you can see it right here, sort of in this area. And what I wanted to do with this last layer was to bring that out. So I feel like it wasn't punching enough with that one. So now we can go ahead and yeah, if you are going for like a subsonic sort of style bass line, definitely need to be utilizing that 7th harmonic. So maybe go with a tiny bit of riff, just drive it. I'm going with a gain reduction. Actually, one thing I'm going to do is this noise. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a pan on it to give it like a flutter effect. Set it to trigger. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's actually going like left to right. So all the noises in Serum are actually mono. So if you want to give it like an illusion that it is stereo, it's a good way to do it. I'm just going to pull out a span to double check that. I think you could do with a bit more. So I'm going to add on this stereo plugin onto multipass, which just splits into 3 bands, like I said earlier. Well, up to 5. Cool, and then if we play all those together. Okay, maybe a bit of OTT just to help glue the sound together. Cool, so just minor adjustments to the EQ there. And then, yeah, play with them together now. Now the bass line. The drums sound like they're lacking, so I'm going to quickly do a bit of parallel compression with those. I do have a full tutorial on parallel compression for those of you who are interested. I would highly recommend watching that. It's basically just this process, but from start to finish, where I do go a bit more in detail about how I do all of that. But in short, it's just compression, distortion, and clipping, or saturation even. And then maybe we'll do a bit of transient shaping if the plugin decides to load. We'll add in a gain reduction, of course. I don't usually do this, but I think maybe a bit of fresh air would help this. I do feel like the sidechain is a bit long. Cool, and that's like that's a basic blueprint for the song, I think. So now we can like sort of start stripping it back, going into further detail with each of the sections. You definitely want to lower the atmosphere in the drop, just so it's more of a background element. I think I'm going to revisit the drums a bit, add in some like hat shuffles. Sort of in between these, the 2 snares. We'll do it every 2, which gives it a nice little, shuffle, I guess. And then we'll go in with some other hats as well, just to make it a bit more interesting. Just mix those in. Maybe some drum fills towards the end. Yeah, something like this I think would do good. except I do not need it to be distorted. Drag it into the drum bus. It was being distorted through this decapitator. That vocal needs to be brought into the background a bit more. Maybe like a impact here would be nice. Just move it. Like a short riser. Something like this. And then this transition section. Maybe we'll do like a delayed kick and snare sort of thing. That's pretty cool. I like this actually. Maybe we're going with I think maybe I'll add some ear candies that we have here as well. Just cool little things to add to your drops. Something like this. That's in the C. I think it's little things like this that really, do add a lot to your tracks. Filling out that space. Maybe we'll cut this one here. Do a similar sort of... Yeah, and I think, to be honest, this section sounds pretty much filled out. Maybe we could do like a few sustained strings, or like, maybe not strings, but like just a pad holding one note going through the whole thing. And maybe some vocal chops in there as well. But I think in this section, one thing that I've heard SUBSONIC do a lot, like recently in his track as well with Cameron Hayes, is almost create little like pluck atmospheres. So let's go find a pluck and then just put loads of effects on it. Yeah, that sounds really nice. What does that sound like? Yeah, and then I imagine the intro will go, something with like a few atmospheres. Some chords, right, and then the chorus would like repeat with this like slowly filtering in some kicks, some effects, etc. But then, yeah, have a much more chill section at the end there. But I do have to take a break because I've got other things to do. All right, so hello. It is now a lot later in the day, as you can see. It's now dark. Nevertheless, we have this tune to finish. Not that it makes a difference to you. I know I just said that in the clip before. But I've listened back to this and I've had a few ideas. So I guess this is the importance of taking a break from music as you're writing it. And I've had a pretty good idea to do some whomps in between this sort of bass here. So I'm thinking maybe let's go with some presets from the new pack. I think something like this sounds pretty cool. So like I was hearing something like this. Bum bum. So maybe we could like, I don't know, because it's going to clash with the main bass, but what if we did like a D sharp? So then that way, this is the 7th note on a scale. Here's a cool tip for you. When you're writing melodies at the end of a bar, or if you're resolving back to the first, so the first note of the chord progression, if you use the 7th, it will lead into it very nicely, like so. So, I mean, just for an example, if like you were to do this, just sounds nice. Let's take out the lows, and then I guess we would have to substitute it with the sub. So it's got some power behind it. And also one thing I thought of doing as well is automating the pitch bend here. Like so, so it's like... that was horrible. But yeah, if we do it like... So we'll do this here. Yeah, here's another tip. So if you bring up your automation and then you can plus select more sources, you can automate more than one thing per automation. Meaning for this, we don't have to have 4 automation clips, sub, and then the 3 layers. We can just have the one like so. So now all 4 of them. Beautiful. So I'm thinking like right here for this half note, it could maybe sound cool like this. Oh, and we'll do the same thing. Maybe bring it like across the full note instead of the half note. Yes, very SUBSONIC-y. Not sure about that one. Yeah, maybe just make them sharper. Cool. And then what we can do is take like the main bit of the vocal, so and then bring it at the end of this 4-bar, and then we'll grab this other bit and put it right here, like so, and then move it back to give way for the original vocal, and boom. I mean, technically it should be right here, but that sounds... That sounds rushed now, so for this, I'm just going to move it. I have this plugin called Snap Heat by Kilohertz, which is pretty cool. There's just one preset in here, which is... So yeah, this preset is basically Endless Smile, but not... I'm just going to automate this towards the end. So I've put it on the bass group, like so, and then we want it rising as the vocals play in so that it doesn't, like, flash too much. It doesn't sound as clean as Endless Smile, but I do not have it, so... Cool, so I've just adjusted the preset a bit there. It sounds like this now. Still not exactly how I want it, but just for the purpose of this tutorial, you can kind of get an idea of what I was trying to do. Yeah, once again, like I said, not the cleanest transition. I would fix that if I was to release this track, but good enough for a demo. And then I'm thinking for the second section, I'll make this unique and just smash it with a really long reverb. So, like a shimmer, Valhalla shimmer. But then I'll also EQ it just so we get the mid sort of section, remove the low and the high end. I'll pitch it up an octave. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Very nice, very long, very shimmery. So I also, what I'm hearing right now is this. Look, you can hear it, right? But it's clashing a lot in terms of the stereo field with the vocal. So I have this really cool plugin, TC Electronic, which is just like a weird, interesting stereo shaper. And I find it's really good for things like this. So if I wanted to put it on like even wider, it's a cool preset. You hear that difference? It's like almost like a harsh effect. Much better. And I guess now if we're working on the intro and the build up, intro build up, both of those, I'm going to try and reuse this automation. But just make it, maybe like, what if I tried it backwards? Oh, it's getting there. Now what I will do is introduce a low pass and bring it back down slowly. So it will like, one of the effects will finish and then like the other one will begin essentially. Right, anyway, we're going to go into loops and build up effects loops. Absolutely goated. No, I wanted this one. These are just cool effects loops from the pack. You can just drag them in and that's it. All rises and everything like built in for you. Really good songwriting tool. Yeah, the only annoying thing about his vocal is it kind of sounds like it's out of time, or it, you know, the timing of it almost like dictates that swinging stuff. I'm going to create an automation clip for the kick right here. So we'll slowly like towards the end so it's not as aggressive. And I guess here, let's speed it up even more. And then a few last things to do would be maybe some like pads. There's a cool pad in here. Just some basic sawtooths with some movement on them. First, let's take the root notes. We'll try some timeless on it. In the sky, come on, take a bite. Don't be scared tonight. It's gonna be alright. Turn off the lights so we can count the stars. I'll read your mind when you're shining in the dark. Cool. Yeah, it's a really cool delay, actually. I don't use timeless enough. Next, cheeky little respace. Nothing crazy. Make it sound really wide, it will destroy the mono integrity, but I don't care. In the sky, come on, take a bite. Don't be scared tonight. It's gonna be alright. Turn off the lights so we can count the stars. I'll read your mind when you're shining in the dark. Turn off. Yeah, and then here is where we can like start introducing top loops and stuff. Give a bit of rhythm. And then I'm going to automate this cutoff as well and this decay and the plucks just to give it a bit of movement again. So we'll move these two up here. So I'm thinking like just towards the end of the bar, it'll go back down. There we go, that's nice.
Don't be scared tonight, it's gonna be alright. Turn off the lights so we can count the stars. I'll read your mind when you're shining in the dark. Turn off the lights so we can count the stars.
Just gonna process these vocals real quick. I'll add in some reverb and delay.
In the sky, come on, take a bite. Don't be scared tonight, it's gonna be alright. Turn off the lights so we can count the stars. I'll read your mind when you're shining in the dark.
I still think I should try and reintroduce that here. It doesn't sound good. Right, like so. And then, yeah, last bit, maybe no chords, but just plucks. But yes, guys, I think that is everything for today's tutorial. I'm pretty happy with how it's sounding, considering I've only spent like just under 2 hours on it. It's pretty decent start to a full track. Might finish this. Who knows? Or it could just sit in a dub graveyard forever. But yeah, really appreciate you guys watching today. Apologies about the lack of content recently, but back again to normal uploads twice a week, so expect that. If you are interested in a sample pack that we've used in today's video, then head over to the website for more information. If you're also interested in one-to-ones and mixing and mastering, there's more information on there. Make sure you join the Discord because we've got a big announcement with the dub deathmatch competition happening there. So yeah, without any further ado, I'm going to play the full track now, and till next time, peace.
Come on, take a bite. Don't be scared tonight, it's gonna be alright. Turn off the lights so we can count the stars. I'll read your mind when you're shining in the dark. Turn off the lights so we can count the stars. I'll read your mind when you open